It's camouflaging. It's doing it again. It camouflage. It camouflage. It disappeared.
Coming up.
A spaceship came down. You're just in shock. And then they just do zigzags, but they're leaving though. A sleep paralysis event with your own eyes. It's doing it again. It's camouflaging. Like they were on the road driving, bright orange light. They camouflage into a star. It's like a see-through orange light. And it's in the middle of a valley, San Fernando Valley here. For some reason, his backyard, it's a hot spot. My friend tried to communicate with him, like, oh my God, stop. So we were like, oh my God. I believed him, but he told me, don't tell anybody, it's broad daylight. And they were on top of her house. Now that I saw them with my own eyes twice, I was like, that is not a star. Now, the helicopters always know and they come at them. For like in 2012, and he saw multiple of them. He ran inside his house to get his family out, and I was already on my phone recording right away. We always look up and we're like, oh my God, is there? He ran into a remarkable event. I'm a strong believer.
I travel 10,000 to 20,000 miles every other month for my work with cemeteries, historical societies, paranormal cases, and a lot more. I hear a lot of ghost stories, and I've had a lot of my own experiences since childhood and up to this day. But what I'm about to show you regards the existence of aliens, UFOs, extraterrestrials. Several years ago, I did receive an EVP during a paranormal investigation and live seance. And I asked if extraterrestrials existed, and the spirits responded. They gave us answers. Two separate individuals who do not know each other on different ends of the country have collected and documented UFO footage. One individual is located in New York. When he noticed the UFO, he was in Coney Island. He is an anonymous client of paranormal investigator Ben Stevenson from Central Utah Paranormal. They have shared the footage with me in regards to my client in the Fernando Valley of California, where my client witnessed UFOs and documented it several times. The similarities between the two pieces of footage that I have regarding my client and my colleague's client are uncanny. The UFOs in the skies are not seen with any characteristics or known characteristics of conventional aircrafts. And the anonymous client of Central Utah Paranormal has stated his observations regarding the lights and the aircraft. Along with the footage and collected documentation of the UFO encounters, I will be sharing an old EVP from several years ago when I asked the spirits and the otherworldly entities if extraterrestrials exist. They did respond and they did confirm. Do you honestly believe that we are the only ones in this universe? I've seen things in the sky. I've seen giant fireballs come out. I've seen green glowing lights flickering up there. I've seen stars flashing on and off. I've seen very strange things when I used to live out in a very rural area on one of my ranches and farmlands. And this was in the south, on the border of Louisiana and Texas. Through my travels, I have met many individuals, and most have requested to stay anonymous. But the information and the footage that they have shown me is undeniable, and I am just thankful that Augustine Vasquez Garcia is willing to come forward, share his story, as well as Central Utah Paranormal's anonymous client and a few other clients that I have coming forward from Vegas.
It's camouflaging. It's doing it again. A camouflage. A camouflage. It disappeared.
If you can tell me, are aliens real? If you can tell me, are aliens real?
And I was just like, I even got on top of his truck because we were just relaxing, just eating pizza. And then we always look up and we're like, oh my God, he's dead. He ran inside his house to get his family out. And I was already on my phone recording right away.
There we go. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You too. What's your name?
My name is Agustin Vasquez Garcia. But yeah, nice to formally meet you finally. But yeah, when I saw your post on Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a strong believer. And the crazy part is that my friend that lives there, he had shown me footage before, like in 2012, and he saw multiple of them. So I was like, what? So one night we're just hanging out. He's like, look over there. We started seeing them again, and that's when I got interested. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I took out my phone camera and like I just started filming as soon as possible,
Yeah.
But it was so interesting.
How
Oh my
long
God.
did it last for?
It lasts for like around, I would say, less than 10 minutes. The thing is that the helicopters, they were, I don't know how they knew about it, but they always know and they come at them. And what they did and what I noticed is that as soon as they see anybody trying to get close to them, they camouflage into a star. So all you see is that little red light, and then they turn into a little tiny star, and then you can see that little star just moving away quick. And I was like, what? It's crazy. But yeah, and it happened both times. Both times the helicopter tries to see what it is, but they always leave before they get there, which is so cool. But yeah.
That's interesting. How many
Yeah.
helicopters did you see?
Only like one helicopter. They just sent one helicopter, and you can clearly see it's a police helicopter. But they get close to it. They're not even too close, but they try to get close, and then they just camouflage, and then they leave. It's crazy, and they don't leave a speed of light like super fast. They just leave in a good pace, but still, it's pretty fast. It's still pretty fast.
That's very normal. I've seen that too. It's
Yeah.
weird. Have you ever seen them? And I used to describe them as they look like stars. They'll be in one spot, they don't move, and they flash on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then they go completely black, and then they come back on.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, and when I first saw it, I was like, and my friend was like, that is not a star, man. That is not a star. And then that's why, like, I zoom in. The second video, zoom in. It looks blurry, but you can see like their little light, bright, orangey light. But then, yeah, whenever we heard the helicopter from afar, but they knew, so they did. The first time I saw them, I didn't know what they was doing, so it looked like it disappeared on the camera. But in person, you can see the little star, and I was like, wow. So it's crazy. It's like how many of the stars in the night, how many of them are really like aliens? It's crazy, but very interesting though. And I was just like very thankful to have witnessed such a thing.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm thankful that you're sharing with me, and you can trust me. And if you ever see anything else, let me know.
Believe me, I will let you know. Believe me, and I'm so glad. That's why when I was reading your post, I was like, oh my God, I've seen them, and that's why I told you I'm a strong believer. And when the first time my friend saw them, he sent me some videos through Facebook, which I'm gonna recover. And it was like the first sightings of them, and he told me about it, and I believed him. But he told me, don't tell anybody because, you know, a lot of people will call you crazy and judge you and stuff like that. So he just told me, I'm just sharing this with you because you're my closest friend. And I believed him. And I went on YouTube and I did a lot of research and I saw many videos which are now taken down for some reason. But I saw many of them and I was like, dude, I believe you. Now that I saw them with my own eyes twice, I was like, yeah, no, this is, yeah, it's amazing though. It's very interesting.
It is. It is. And you said you had a neighbor who
Yeah.
saw like 10 of them?
Yeah, 10 of them, and she said that she saw them like in midday, broad daylight, and they were on top of her house, and they were like one after the other, 10 of them, one after the other, right on top of her house. And then she explained to me that she had a dream that in the house where she was living at, the old owners of the house, she saw in her dream that a spaceship came down like on her backyard, and that's why she was just been looking outside. And she first told us because she saw us and we were like, oh my god, disappearing. She heard us, so she came outside and talked to us. And even my friend, he didn't even know she saw them until that day that she told us, oh yeah, I saw them in broad daylight, and I even been having dreams about them like coming down with their spaceship. And I was like, wow, like, but yeah, it's crazy. It's very interesting. I was just like, wow, well, you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh.
And I believe
Believe me.
you
Yeah.
100%. I've met people all over the world who have told me and shown me their stuff.
Oh my god, I'm so glad because I was just like who can I tell? Like, and I did show it to like one of my other friends, and even she was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I believe you. Like, my friend tried to communicate with them, like flashing a light to them, and I don't know if you hear in the videos. I'm like, oh my god, stop, because I'm scared. My friend literally showed me a film called which I gotta share with you on Instagram. It's First Encounters or Close Encounters. Like, it was made in 1970s, but it looks so the lights match to what we saw in the sky.
Okay.
Like, I gotta show you I gotta share with you the film. It's a very old film, but man, like, you would think it was just made like yesterday because it looks really good, but it's an old film made in the 1970s, based on true stories. How they had, like, everybody started having the same vision about a mountain, and little did you know, the mountain, that's where they were trying to communicate. The government was trying to communicate with the light beams, and they were trying to do sounds and stuff because the lights that we see in the film, same lights that I saw with my camera. I was like, wow, same thing. For some reason, his backyard, it's a hot spot. It's a hot spot. And it's like, we saw them on Wednesday night, and then the next week I was back with them on the same day, Wednesday night, with some other friends, and we saw it again. And it's in the middle of a valley, San Fernando Valley here in California.
Okay.
But it's just amazing. And I've been trying to go back, and we've been staring at the sky too, just to see more, because it's so interesting and it's so cool. I'm like, wow, like, it's amazing that it's real. Like, I'm a strong believer.
How many times has it happened? Have you and him seen the UFOs?
Twice. I've seen them twice, and he's seen them multiple times. I think he's seen them like 4 to 5 times already.
Wow.
And the first time that I'm gonna get the film for you. Actually, I'm gonna have him send it to me. He saw 2 of them. Like, in my videos, you only see one, but in his video, you see 2 of them, like, next to each other. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, and he's seen them multiple times too. So when he told me about it, like, I believed him, But then when I saw it with my own eyes, I was just like, oh my god, wow.
When did that happen? When did you video that? Was that in 2012?
And details. It was May 25, 9:57 p.m., 2020, this year.
Okay. There's been
Yeah,
quite a few of them this year too.
yeah,
Multiple
a lot.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
then,
people have seen stuff, especially in California or in the deserts of Arizona.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And then the first video that I took, that was the second video. The first video that I ever took with my phone, my first encounter, May 17, 2020 at 9:13 p.m. So you can see it's between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. where, like, you could, But yeah, May 17 and May 25th, not even far apart, like, back to back.
things,
Yeah, no, it's crazy because, like, It's crazy because back when my friend told me the first time, I went on YouTube. I did a lot of research. I went like try to look at more stuff, and I saw many people that were like literally like they were on the road driving, and the camera was filming, and the bright orange light was like 30 feet away from them, and it's like a see-through orange light. And I was like, wow. And I tried to find those films again after my encounter. I couldn't find them anymore. And I know YouTube has censored a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, damn. But that's why I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense, you know? Wow, I'm just so glad that I'm so glad I was able to share with you, you know, like it feels so good because I'm like, yes, like finally somewhere like where I can tell people like, yeah, like because my other friend, she was also telling me, you gotta tell somebody, but I was just like, whoo, like it's doing it again, it's camouflaging, you know, because now I knew what they were doing the first time, so I was like, wow. And then my friend was trying to like put the light because my friend, he really wants them to come down to us, like he wants to meet them. One day it will happen, and it's crazy. It's very crazy, but it's a remarkable event. But yeah, it's just very interesting to see it in person and just seeing it with your own eyes. And right now, me and him are trying to get a better camera so we can get a better close up of the orb UFO. It's amazing. It's like you see it, and it's different when somebody tells you about it, but then when you see it with your own eyes, you're like, wow, it's true, it's real, they're here, they're visiting. Yep. Gosh. But yeah, it's amazing. Like even in the footage you hear me say, oh, thank you for visiting. Because I was just so happy. I was like the second time when even I said thank you for visiting, it was just like the second time seeing them and the second time experiencing this. I was just very thankful, you know, like I was very thankful that I'm able to see them, and like it's amazing. And I take it as a blessing to see something like that, like because you know not everybody gets to see them. So when you get to see something that's not normal, that's out of the ordinary, that you only hear in stories, and be able to see with your own eyes, it's just yeah, it's a beautiful experience in my perspective.
It's life changing. It's life changing for sure.
Yeah, me and I saw your post. I was like, oh, I'm a strong believer. I've seen them. I got footage. I'm glad I'm able to share with you, Amelia. Seriously, so thankful.
You too, Augie. I've had clients where they were visited
Yeah.
after they saw things, and they left. They had lost all their memory, and when they woke up, they had marks on them.
Wow. Now that you mention it, I did have a sleep paralysis event, but it was just. It wasn't that I didn't see anything. I just opened my eyes and I couldn't move. That's all that happened.
Before or after you witnessed?
Before, like I would say, like 2 years before. My friend has showed me the footage before in 2012. And yeah, but that did happen. And then like 2 years later, I saw them in my own eyes, and that's when I was like, okay, it's real. Me and my friend, we try to be outside in the backyard most of the time, and we just look up, you know, and we try to keep an eye out for them again. But it's amazing. It's amazing what you see with your own eyes.
Yeah, it is.
Even with the second footage, when they camouflage, you weren't able to see them, but in my eyes, I could still see them, like the little tiny starlight. And then they just do zigzags, but they're leaving though, you know, because the helicopter was coming. And I saw them, and my friend was like, "Are you seeing this? Are you seeing?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm seeing it. I'm gonna get footage. I need to do something." Like, because when you're in that spot, like you're just in shock mode for a bit, and you're like I just grab my phone and I footage, and I just keep looking at them. I never take my eyes off of them, and then just see them fly away. Man, I've been wanting to get this off my chest for like a while. I was just like, man, like first with my friend and then with myself. I was just like, okay, this is real. This is going on. Like, but yeah, it's real, so real. I was just like, I'm still in shock to this day of what I saw that day, you know. I'm just thankful to finally meet you and tell you about my experiences.
Yeah. Wait, it's disappearing. It disappeared. They're here. Thank you for visiting. Oh, God. Okay. This is the second time already. And we are in Winnetka. It's camouflaging. It's doing it again. It camouflage. It camouflage. I got it. I got it on film though. Oh.
I've seen something similar to this before, and I was driving from Colorado to Texas and then over to Louisiana. I'll show it now. This was near Lake Buchanan in Texas, near our lake house. I asked locals who have lived here for more than 50 years and others just over 30 or 40 years, and they said they had never in their entire lives seen this kind of phenomena in the sky. And it only lasted for about an hour. What was strange was seeing the orbs in the sky. This is a very rural area. I mean, the closest grocery store is an hour away. The closest town's well over an hour. So I really don't know what it is. I mean, is it a UFO? I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's unexplained to this day.